Hi, this is the Tiger Wolf 55.
And this is the Ninja Psychic Wendilla.
And welcome to this week's episode of our Bat-palooza series here on Semantics.
You didn't wait for me.
Well, I don't have to. You do realize that.
Excuse me?
Well, A, it only takes one person to say what the title of this episode is. And B, you have the all-important job of telling everybody which movie it is today and who the players are.
Fat Wolf.
Oh, come on.
I don't know anything.
But you're the Bat fan. You're the bigger Batman fan than I am. Prove it.
Okay. Today on Cinema Semantics.
We already did our title.
Shut up. On week today, of our Bat-palooza, we are reviewing Batman Returns?
Uh-huh.
Yay!
When was it released?
90...
There's a year called 90 Woo?
One?
No.
92?
Yay.
Yay! I got it!
Okay, now who directed?
Tim Burton?
Who played?
Okay, this I do know. Michael Keaton played Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Danny DeVito played the Penguin.
Yep. There were a couple of other characters.
Catwoman was played by... Good night, everybody.
Oh, no, you don't. Get back over here.
Wolf, I really don't remember.
Yes, you do. Come on.
By the same woman who played in Hairspray.
Uh-huh. What is the name of the actress who played Catwoman?
Goldie Hawn?
What?
No, that's not it.
Hopeless. Michelle Pfeiffer played Selena Kyle.
Michelle Pfeiffer. That's right.
What's the name of the character?
Selena.
No. We're moving past her, and we're moving on to the other villain for Batman Returns. Now, what was the actor's name?
I never do that.
Okay, what's the name of the character that he played in the movie?
Maximilian?
He had a last name.
Frizzy hair?
Christopher Walken played Maxwell Shrek.
Oh, yeah, Shrek. I kind of like Shrek from... I'm sorry.
You mean the actor who portrayed the first vampire in the first vampire film, Nosferatu?
Actually, no, I was thinking more Shrek, from Shrek.
Okay, well, you failed at listing the characters and the players.
Yeah, I got a few right.
A few. The big ones, and the ones that I had already told you.
You didn't tell me about Michelle Pfeiffer.
I told you who... You know what, forget it. Well, you get to give the synopsis anyway. Have at it!
Hi, people. Okay, so...
Batman returned, but her confidence did not.
Okay, so... In this movie, it opens up with a baby being born.
Okay, what are you waiting for? An audio track?
Oh.
There you go. Let's go.
And you make fun of my musical interjections? You make fun of me? He makes fun of me all day long. You know that, people?
Ninja!
I'm stalling.
Quite obviously, you can't stall too long, otherwise it's going to turn into a half-hour episode. We can't do that.
It's called two-parter. Okay, so, baby's being born, and all of a sudden, the nurses and the doctors went out of the room screaming their heads off because
Okay, you're giving blow for blow, and you made fun of me last week. Let's go.
It was actually the Penguin being born. He's an ugly kid. He was very scary. He ate a cat. Yeah. So the parents dump him in the river, I think in the zoo, and he ends up being taken in by penguins, and he's raised by a bunch of penguins. Okay. Selena, Catwoman played by Michelle Pfeiffer, she's working for Shrek there, and...
Okay, alright.
No, hold on. I'm getting this.
No, you're not.
And what she does is she stumbles upon him,
Okay, so is all this happening while Penguin is still a baby?
No, this is years later. Obviously.
Could you mention that, please?
Okay, we're fast forwarding, like, 30 years? Somewhere along there. Anyway, so, Bruce has grown up. He's Batman. He's been confirmed as Batman.
Yes, that was the first movie. This is Batman Returns. Move it!
I like to move it. Sorry. Okay, so Selena stumbles upon Shrek stealing money from a company who...
No. Okay, that is it. You have failed on all counts.
Oh, thank God, who raised Penguin, right?
You didn't even get that right. He was found by penguins, but he was raised by the circus.
Oh, they didn't mention that.
Yes, they did.
Shut up!
Oh, I have to make this really fast. Okay.
Go for it.
Well, you've already explained the birth of the penguin, the fact that he was a deformed child. They decided to turn him into a literal Birdman. Present-day Gotham City, Maxwell Shrek is a business tycoon who is attempting to build a power plant, but he needs special permission from the mayor in order to build it. Selena Kyle, his
odd secretary,
very repressed secretary, has discovered that his plans to build this place is going to end up actually draining power from the city and stockpiling it instead of supplying energy to the city. This way he'll be able to own the monopoly on power in Gotham in the future. He decides to keep her quiet by pushing her out a window, but miraculously she survives, and when she wakes up, her mind has snapped, and she becomes the vigilante known as Catwoman, with a vendetta against Max Shrek.
I would too. I mean, come on, you pushed me from the top of a building, through a window.
Meanwhile, Maxwell Shrek has been taken in and is being blackmailed by the Penguin, who has his ulterior motives for attempting to come up from the sewers of Gotham City where he's been living for the past few years as nothing more than an urban legend. Shrek is none too pleased about this, but he manages to turn it to his advantage because of the fact that crime is now rising in Gotham thanks to the Penguin's circus gang. He decides to use the Penguin to oust the mayor, who Shrek needs to get rid of because the mayor is stopping him from actually going through with his power plant idea. To that end, he moves for a recall on the mayor, setting up the Penguin as the potential replacement for the mayor, which seems to work because the Penguin is the newfound hero of Gotham City after Penguin surfaces and appears to save the mayor's baby. It's going to be up to Batman to attempt to save Gotham City from Penguin's Red Triangle circus gang, the Penguin's plots, which he is keeping secret from everybody, even Maxwell Shrek, Catwoman, who is after Max's blood, and as all this is going on, Bruce Wayne himself has some things to deal with as he has fallen in love with Selena Kyle. It's a love relationship that, well,
can never be.
It's complicated.
Love always is.
Okay, well, we are now over 8 minutes into this review. Thank you very much, Ninja. Now, would you mind very quickly explaining your opinions on this movie?
Fine. Michelle Pfeiffer did a really good job, I think, of portraying Catwoman. Again, revamped, but I think she did a really good job.
Agreed. In fact, she was so popular in this movie that for a long time, talk about a sequel to Batman Returns starring Catwoman herself was in the works. Unfortunately, that movie went into development hell, and by the time the Catwoman movie actually came to be, we got the Halle Berry movie from 2004.
Let's not go there.
No.
I never particularly care for the character of Maxwell Shrek. Even the actor, no offense to him, but he kind of creeped me out always. He always creeped me out. Just his look.
Well, that's because originally Maxwell Shrek was supposed to be the return of Billy D. Williams as Harvey Dent. It actually would have made more sense for some of the things that he wanted to do politically, but it didn't work out, and they decided to rewrite it so that it would be a business tycoon and an original character who wasn't from the comics. That said, I actually did enjoy his performance here.
Michael Keaton did a very good job of reprising his role.
Yeah, the only problem is that you'll notice in our synopsis, Batman was mentioned very little. It kind of seemed like he took even more of a back seat in this movie than he did in Batman 89. Burton enjoyed keeping Batman out of the limelight and making the villains the primary focus.
Yeah, which in a way was kind of a shame because, again, like we said in our last review, Michael Keaton was probably, in my opinion, one of the best Batmans. Like, he's like number 2.
Yeah, most actors are only able to portray either Bruce Wayne or Batman. George Clooney was a decent Bruce Wayne, and
Val Kilmer was a pretty decent Batman, but a horrible Bruce. Michael Keaton found that really good balance, I think. But, oh well.
But I do think that his love story with Selena Kyle was played out very nicely.
Yeah, I like the fact that it wasn't a typical, the good guy falls in love with the villainess. It really was like, I really wish that this could work out for them. I really do.
It was a nice tit for tat, and by the time the movie ended, it was very bittersweet. Can't tell you exactly what happened, but, well,
Bittersweet.
Batman isn't exactly known for happy endings.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I would recommend this for kids under the age of, 13, unless it's a mature 12-year-old.
Well, I did watch it as a kid, and most of the adult things flew over my head. But, yeah, this movie sparked a lot of controversy, especially over the highly sexualized Catwoman, as well as the constant allusions to it made by the Penguin, who himself was also rather violent. His story is actually very dark and morbid. He's kind of like an anti-Moses.
Yeah. And for me, I actually kind of forgot about the innuendos going on. I was mainly thinking about just the portrayal of the Penguin that he had Danny DeVito do. It was really dark. He freaked me out as a kid. I mean, literally freaked me out. I had nightmares because of him. That's why I would not recommend this for anyone under 13, partially because of how violent, and you just got scared looking at him as a kid.
Says you, I didn't. But, yeah,
You're a guy.
I don't think that really has that much to do with it, but a lot of parental rights groups did agree with you. McDonald's had a Happy Meal tie-in that went in with Batman Returns. When parents found out what was going on in Batman Returns, they immediately demanded that they pull all advertisement from this movie because of the fact that it's so child-unfriendly.
Yeah.
Another problem that this movie suffered from was the fact that Tim Burton was given full direction this time around, which resulted in much more of a Nightmare Before Christmas vibe than an urban Gothic City vibe that we got back in '89. Not necessarily bad, and the fact that he was given free reign actually worked better in some instances, but it detracted in others.
Yeah. So, a definite recommend? Yeah. So, if you ever going to make me do another review again?
Yes, you're doing next week's. Oh, no, wait a minute.
No, it's your turn.
That's right. Okay, never mind.
Yay!
All right, well.
For Cinema Semantics, this is the Ninja Psychic Wonderlo.
And this is the Tiger Wolf 55. See you next week, same bat time, same bat channel.
Oh my gosh.